Good afternoon, guys. I hope you're all doing well. Today, as you can see, we're out in a rice terrace in Bali once again. And today I wanted to bring you guys out here to cover my top 3 drone photography tips. It's honestly incredible just how far drones have come today and how much they can offer us. You can go to a very popular landscape location, and if you can fly a drone there, so many possibilities are opened up for composition, angles, perspectives, you name it. You can find some really unique stuff in overshot locations. With all that said though, if you're making some simple mistakes while shooting, you can completely ruin your shots and get very, very bad results, and that's what we're going to be here to cover today. Okay, so we're about to get the drone up, and let's dive into my phone screen and let's dive into these 3 tips. So the first drone photography tip I have for you guys today is to shoot panoramas. Now, why would you want to shoot panoramas? Aren't they just weird iPhone photos that look really distorted? Well, you can actually do a lot with these, and let me explain. Once upon a time on the Mavic Pro 1, you could actually rotate your camera to shoot portrait. Now, shooting portrait is very popular in the photography community, basically because of Instagram and all other kinds of social medias, but with the current drones on the market, you cannot shoot in portrait mode. So that leaves you with 2 options. Either take a photo in horizontal landscape mode and crop, or you can shoot panoramas. Now, I am a huge advocate for shooting panoramas, and there are 2 huge key reasons why I do them. So the first is, of course, so I can get a way bigger field of view for my Instagram crop, the 4x5, but for the second reason is for a lot higher resolution images. If you think about it, if you're taking a 20 megapixel image and taking it 3 times, well, you're gonna get a much higher resolution photo. So Zach, you're talking about panorama images. How the hell do I shoot them and make them? Well, let's dive into the drone, and I'm gonna explain that for you now. So now we're here in the drone. All you have to do is find your composition and take 3 images. So look up with the drone and get to the top of your composition and take the first photo, and then move down about 30 to 35%, take the second photo, and then pan your camera down another 30 to 35% again and take another shot. Now grab those photos and head home. Drop them into Lightroom and select them. Once you're here, right click, go up to merge, and then across to panorama. Click on that and then cycle through the settings. These settings will give you all different kinds of results, and for all different kinds of images, these will work. Also play around with this slider as it helps. And after that, click merge and you are done. And that is how to get a panorama photo shot, complete and edited. So moving on to tip number 2, and this is to nail your exposure. Now this sounds super easy, but unfortunately it's not. It's a little bit different to shooting on your drone versus your camera. So it's very easy on your camera to trust the back screen. It's very accurate most of the time, and you can get a very good sense and feel of what the image is going to look like once you take it. The issue on the drone is that you're shooting from your phone. Unless you're shooting with that cool DJI Mavic controller, your phone is your only choice here. So what does that mean? Well, your phone's brightness and your phone screen in general is gonna have a huge effect on how your photo actually looks and what the exposure actually is. So the easiest way to combat that is to use the light meter on the drone. You can see this at the top of the screen here, and this is the easiest way to get an accurate representation of what your image is gonna look like. I'm shooting with the Mavic 2 Pro or Mavic Pro 2, however you like to say it, and I find I can easily recover -0.7 or +0.7 in my exposure when I'm editing in Lightroom. And also, please do yourself a favor, shoot in RAW and edit your photos, because you're gonna get way better exposures and way better images overall if you do so. Well, the sun is just about to dip below the horizon, and what a beautiful sunset that was. But that is going to lead us on to tip number 3, the last and final tip, and that is to try and shoot with the highest aperture possible. Now, I'm well aware that you cannot change the aperture on every drone, but for the drones you can, please try and shoot with a higher aperture. You're gonna see a lot sharper results, and let me explain why. So when you're shooting with low apertures, the lowest aperture your lens can go to, and on the Mavic Pro 2 that turns out to be 2.8, it actually will not give you the sharpest results. I've done a whole video covering why you shoot with a bit higher apertures and how you can always get the sharpest images possible. I will link that up there somewhere. And this applies to drone photography as well. In my opinion, I have found that f4 and above on the Mavic Pro 2 is the sweet spot. Anything below that, I start to get some weird kind of, I don't know, unsharp areas in the image, and I always do my best to try and shoot at f4 or above. Now, what happens when it gets really dark? Well, fortunately, DJI has done an incredible job and made these drones so damn stable in the air, and the gimbal on those things are incredible. So take advantage of that and use slower shutter speeds. Keep your aperture nice and high and slow down that shutter speed, because believe me, you'll be stunned at how still the drone actually stays in the air. It's kind of mind-blowing. But please keep in mind, if you are shooting moving subjects, that will change everything, and all of a sudden you'll need to speed up your shutter speed because, well, you don't want your subjects to be blurred and everything around it to be sharp, unless that's what you're going for. So that is gonna wrap today's video up here, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was a little bit of a shorter one, but in all honesty, I wanted to get these tips out to you guys as quick as possible and make this video nice and digestible. I'm also wrapping up my last few days here in Bali. By the time you're watching this, I think when this video will go live, I'll actually be on my plane to America. So yeah, come and say hello on my Instagram. I'll be keeping everything up to date there, as some of these videos are a little bit backlogged and I've kind of got to prepare in advance, especially for the trip I'm going on in America. Be sure to go and check my Instagram out, as you'll see everything over there. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today, let me know down below. If you've learned anything in today's video, also let me know, and I hope you'll be able to take that out into the field and take that into your photography the next time you go shooting with your drone. If you're new around here, subscribe, and as always guys, I will catch you in the next one. Peace!